been selling any calves lately? Borrow some money?
Yeah, I've sold some bulls.
Really?
Yeah,
I bet that's not a bad deal either.
Yeah, I had a golly, he was 1,940 pounds. I can't remember how much per pound it was, but it came out to 3,600.
Damn.
Just a Packer bull. I mean, he was an old bucking bull, but yeah, I'd bought him for 3,000 and as a bucking bull and made money at the sale barn.
Damn.
Yeah.
We sold some last week. They did real good.
Yeah. Are these your calves we're working tomorrow?
Yeah. This is my spring calves.
Nice.
Part of them.
Yeah.
We were going to get all of them up, and we wound up just settling for what we got, about 2/3 of them.
Today you made that call?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, there wasn't any way. We hit a couple of little snags, and I didn't get in till yesterday, so just come home and it was already dark. And then
you're in Vegas.
Yeah. And so we got up and got them pulled over on another place, and then had some calves across the fence, this and that, just,
yeah.
So we just quit. We tried to get what we could.
Yeah. How long have you been in this area?
I lived here. So I was born here, and then I grew up down in southeast Oklahoma around Broken Bow. And then when we started playing music, I moved back here. Like at the point when I stopped sleeping on people's couches and got my own rent house, playing music, then I moved back here because it was like kind of in the middle of everything and middle of the state. It's an hour from 2 airports, and I got family here, so.
It's just funny to hear you say that this was in the middle of everything. We are in the middle of nowhere. It's what we're in the middle of.
Middle of Oklahoma, which is, yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
The middle of
accurate.
Everything. But I mean, for you, like this is your lifestyle. I mean, you're whether, ranching or hunting, this is, it's like, man, you got I-40, just jump on I-40 and get to the airport
you go
in like
anywhere.
2 hours, it's not bad at all. Most people at your level are like, where to live in Nashville?
Yeah, what part of town to live in?
Yeah, what part of town in Nashville? But that never crossed your mind?
No.
Or did it?
No, I don't think I ever wanted to live in, I just can't live in a city for very long. I lived in Oklahoma City for a little while, and it was not great for me. And then I lived in Texas for about 3 or 4 years down around Beaumont, and I really liked it down there, but we wound up, when we figured out we were going to have our second kiddo, we decided to come back up here. My mom and dad live here too, so.
What took you down to Beaumont?
I just had a friend down there, and was running from everything.
Yeah.
It was far enough away.
Yeah. That is far.
Yeah.
I mean, even for Texans, that's
Man,
far.
I really love it down there, though. Like, it's neat. Like, it's just a whole nother world. Those guys, like, it was a lot of duck hunting and.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Plenty of that.
Mm-hmm.
I lived in around College Station for 10 years. And it's wild how different the lifestyle of a cowboy is, like when the grass changes.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning like East Texas grass compared to like grass in the further west.
Down there they've got grass like till 1st of December or something like that, probably.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, well, you can't really graze it after. It doesn't have anything in it after Thanksgiving, but it's still green.
And there's so much more of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's everywhere.
But dang. So I've been back here for several years.
3 years.
Yeah.
I was down there during COVID, and I watched like the price of land and everything go up. It was like you could get rough land down there for, $2,000, $3,000 an acre, whatever, And then a year went by, and you looked at it again, and everybody moved out, outside of town, and it was like 10,000 an acre.
Dang. Yeah.
Yeah. And it never went down.
Yeah.
And so I thought, man, there's a chance I could get up here and scrape some places together and run some cows of my own.
Yeah.
And so we've done it, kind
of. Yeah. I bet. I mean, so how are you balancing now, like being on the road with getting to do the ranching you want to do?
We don't have a ton of cows, and I've got a close friend of mine running what I do have, while I'm gone, like feeding and stuff in the winter. And
yeah.
So I'm more or less getting to do just the fun part.
Yeah.
And like oversee stuff and make, I got plenty to do, but the day-to-day stuff's not I don't get behind on it, where you're just worried all the time.
Yeah. Man, I was doing Shane Smith, I think he texted me in the spring, and he was like, hey, will you intro me in this show in Waco? And I was like, oh yeah, sure, for sure. And I didn't think anything of it, and I wasn't paying attention, and it got closer to, and I was like, hey man, I'm going to be doing a podcast earlier that day. Can I get an extra pass for my cameraman? Because he'll be with me.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, man, I don't know. And kind of like, like a little bit like standoffish about, he's such a nice guy that he wanted to say, he didn't want to just tell me like, no, you can't have it,
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, don't worry about it. No big deal. And then I realized like 2 or 3 days out that I was going to you and Cross Canadian Ragweed, and then, sold out show.
Yeah.
How many people were in there? Like 50,000?
It was a bunch.
It was a huge show.
40 to 50 probably, I think.
Yeah.
Massive, yeah.
And I got there and I was like, Shane, why didn't you tell me what I was coming to? I didn't even realize. Like, no, I would have never asked for an extra.
We could have got you another pass.
Well, geez, I was like, I just wouldn't have even asked.
Feel bad for Shane for having to worry about it.
Yeah, but that was a huge show. Are y'all doing any more with Cross?
We got a bunch of those shows lined up. I know we've got one in Nebraska and one in Georgia. Like we're going to do a bunch of them all over the U.S. and then also we're going to do the one in April in Stillwater.
Oh, okay.
And that one is pretty neat.
So
that's
like
the whole thing. Like we had 4 nights of that. I think we're just doing 2 this year, but we had 4 nights of it the first year, and it was something else, man.
Yeah, that was wild.
Mm-hmm.
Did you play with them? You played with them at the Stillwater deal earlier this year,
mm-hmm.
where y'all added a show like that week,
mm-hmm.
right? Because it was just so bananas.
The demand was so high, everybody wanted to go.
Was that golly, just take a little break and left them wanting more?
Yeah, I was happy for those guys, man. I was glad to see them back together, and glad to see them like get to play to that many people. Like that's more people than they ever played for, I think, in their in their prime.
Have you been? I mean, I'm sure you've been knowing them for a long time,
mm-hmm.
Cody, and were they kind of already when y'all fired up? Were they would have already been?
They were kind of on their way out.
Oh, were
like they were doing sort of a. We got to play one show with them that I remember.
Oh dang!
Which was in Anahuac, Texas, of all places, like crazy. We played at Gator Fest in Anahuac, Texas, with them. We opened up for them, and that was maybe one of their last shows.
What year would that have been?
That would have been maybe 2013, maybe 14, something like that.
Man. And then 10, 11, 12 years later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's special that y'all got to be a part of it here and down there in Waco. And well, what about the early days? Take me back to then whenever you were opening for Ragweed at Anahuac, Texas.
Oh,
what did life look like?
Yeah. We just were pounding out miles in a van for a long time. And then after that, we were on a bus doing more shows, it seemed like,
Yeah.
And
was that Diamonds and Gasoline? Had it come
Diamonds
out
and
by
Gasoline
then?
We were like rocking and rolling in a van, just going wherever we could get to every week,
Yeah.
And sort of everybody was transitioning out of having a real job. Cause like I was an electrician and like did instrumentation technician work in plants, and then RC is a pharmacist. My bass player is a pharmacist.
Rooster
the most qualified person in the band. Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Yeah, he's nuts. And so we're just sort of like easing out of like, are we really going to do this?
Yeah.
Like get rid of your real jobs. And, you know, and part of the band at that point in time had real jobs, and they were like, man, I can't just drop what I'm doing. And that's kind of when Ryan and Kyle came along, and we moved to Stillwater and hung out there for a few years. And then I wound up in Tahlequah. And then about the time, it's about 2011, 2012, I moved back here and had a house in town, and we had a place to practice, and you had my own place.
Yeah. When did you switch to the bus?
We were on the bus right around then, 2013 or 14 probably.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were in a van for a little while I lived here.
Did you feel like y'all were on a trajectory? How did it feel? Like, I mean, were you just kind of
slow going, you know? And it's still right now. It feels like we're on a trajectory more than it ever has in my entire career. Yeah, isn't that crazy? Wow. Right now, like we played in.
We're finally doing
it. We've made it. Or we're gonna make it. We played in Lake Tahoe this week.
We might have something here, guys. We really might have
stick it out for almost 20 years. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, but we're playing in all these like smaller markets now, or these oddball markets, and they're suddenly getting to play to like 5,000-6,000 people that are really into it in Mesa, Arizona, or Lake Tahoe, or wherever, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is pretty great. You know? Really, since this last record we put it out, it's been, and the one before too, but this one particularly, it just felt like just grabbing another gear and just keeping going.
Really? Yeah.
It really has, man.
Did it feel like that when y'all cut it?
Kind of. We did a lot of stuff. We kind of followed our gut on some of that stuff, like just doing billboards, you know, like as the album press, and just like being like, we got to get this out before this Boys from Oklahoma show. I want to put it out right then, no matter what.
Yeah.
Like, and tell everybody, you know, hey, this is how we want to do it, because we're an independent act and we don't work for anybody, and you forget that sometimes, you know, and you get to make those fun decisions. And against everyone's better judgment, we went ahead and did it how we wanted to, and it worked great.
What would be the argument against that?
Just preparation time for everybody else involved, other than us, you know, to be able to get their done. But no, they're to be able to have vinyl ready or have a physical copy of anything ready. You know, we didn't have anything. We just had digital. You know, I think the album artwork was done, and it was just a picture of my dog and my horse. So like,
yeah. When has, I mean, talking about being independent, when has been like, you're probably getting all kinds of calls now, or I'm sure they've been coming, but when was it like just the heaviest pressure to sign with somebody?
Man, we went and met with a few people early on when we were in Nashville, and they were like, hey, here's the deal, you know, we get this amount and we can kind of promise you this, sort of, you know, and we were always just like, this is nonsense, you know, there's no need in putting ourselves and sort of our livelihood and our ownership of our masters and stuff like that in jeopardy for almost nothing guaranteed, you know? And so we just didn't do it. We never did it. And since then, the sort of landscape has changed a lot, and they offer better deals for younger people, for like the artists that are coming up now, I think, to where they are able to have something that they're not, you know, completely all risk, no reward,
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think it's quite a bit different than it was then. It was really like, I mean, this was 12 years ago, 10 years ago or something like that. So it was just pretty straightforward, like it was when the people were signing stuff 10 years before that,
Yeah.
It hadn't changed much at that point in time. Like Spotify wasn't really like what we think of it as now, I think the landscape's changed in the past 10 or 15 years quite a bit.
Yeah.
The digital stuff.
Yeah, I mean the streaming obviously like makes people look at it a lot different, but I mean is that going to start happening? There's just going to be like a lot less people signing and way more independent artists?
I think that's what's going on, and more admin deals where it's more like a person getting a commission on what they sell kind of thing. That seems pretty prevalent. It's wild. I don't know.
I just, as just a random guy, I just don't understand what they bring to the table outside of radio.
Man, they really have there. It always seems like there's some way to leverage exposure, right? Like they did it with radio. There's always a way to leverage who gets exposed and how they get exposed. And I don't think that will ever change. Because somebody's got more money and more influence and more connections, whatever, something.
Yeah.
And so I think it's probably that way with sort of like how you get on a playlist on Spotify or how you go from.
Yeah.
But on the other end of things, like I see a lot of young people not in a van for 10 years burning out too. Like I see a lot of like guys like Wyatt Flores or, Waylon Wyatt and Nolene Hoffman and them, and they just like a year and a half ago, they were just in their room writing songs.
Yeah.
And then suddenly like they're playing for 60,000 people somewhere.
For sure.
And like, how cool would that have been?
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool for me now anyway. I don't care. Like I wouldn't trade it, but that'd be neat when you were 23, 24,
I love to hear you phrase it like that because I've talked to some musicians that are not excited that like they are resentful that some of these people are going to, and it's just, I mean, my granddad, God bless him, he was a businessman, and if he'd have had the internet, he would have been
he would own the world.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I don't know. I just listening to some of these musicians, it's just cool to hear you say that. You like, man, good for you guys that you don't have to do that. But rather than like thinking that they have to. I mean, to me, I got to talk to Sam Barber at the NFR, and he's one of those like super young. How old is he now? Is he 22?
20 or 22?
He's no older than 22. Yeah. I mean, and he wrote that Straight and Narrow when he was 16, and then played it, and 18, 19 is when, but regardless, he's in love with the songwriting, it sounds like, to hear him talk, and then he enjoys playing live music, performing, which, I never thought about it till I started meeting musicians like yourself, but I mean, it's really two separate things. And you kind of just got to be blessed with the love for both to make it, it sounds like.
Yeah, and there were so many people that are really good at one,
Yeah.
Like even me, like, I mean, I'm way better at writing songs than I am at talking on a microphone in front of a lot of people, or like trying to be like fun in front of people if I'm not having a great day or whatever, telling any kind of a story. I don't have any stories with an end or a beginning or a middle, right?
Well, put a few chords to it, and you seem to be able to.
Yeah, I can do that.
Because like it's cool to hear you say that. And that was a couple of them guys I got to interview at the NFR where they were talking like I feel like that's what'll give a person longevity is if they're in love with that part. Because you can always at least, come up with new music, and then it's just like, do you want to tour? And it's not vice versa. I have to tour. I love touring, so I have to come up with some music, and then you force it. But like Heaven Passing Through, something like that, it seems like because you're able to write songs that about whatever area of your life where you're passionate, obviously. I mean, because that's, I'm sure, inspired by your kids.
Yeah. Thinking about, so that song was I was thinking about, first I started with a memory and then how it sort of tied into my day-to-day life. But right now my kids are, they're little guys. They're 3 and 4. And I think a lot about my parents at my age, because you're making mistakes. You're doing this stuff, going through the day. You might not be patient enough or this or that. And you think about my folks were at some point in time considerably younger than me, with fewer resources and less information, still making it happen,
Right.
And so there's a lot of that on the Red River too. I was thinking about that, it just puts you in that place where you can sort of relate with the little guy and then your parents as well. It's a pretty cool time.
Yeah. I hope you're enjoying a ranch fuel as you're listening to this episode of Rodeo Time. Use code DALE on ranchfuel.com for 15% off, old son. Drink up and use code DALE on ranchfuel.com. Rodeotime.com is the only website that should exist because it's the greatest apparel line that has ever existed. So go there now to get a t-shirt, a hoodie, a cap, a vest, whatever it is you need. Go to rodeotime.com, old son. I mean, I'm sure you get this all the time, but it's crossed my mind a few times. Like tomorrow, I'm just going to be looking for, and Donnie too, I'm sure. Like, man, if there's something happens, I want to be a part of it just so I can wind up in one of these songs. We're gonna have to cut a cow to get out, and we go rope it or something. We're gonna have to cause a wreck. That way we can wind up being played in front of thousands. Yeah. I mean, do you carve out time for that, or you just let it happen?
As far as writing?
Yeah.
I try to make it a job and make myself available to it as much as I can, and that's the cool thing about this place here. I'm a mile from the house. Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm finally getting set up to where I can write after dinner, in between dinner and bedtime for an hour, whatever, and there's nobody here. So it's a lot of that, a lot of just trying to carve out that time when you can do it, when you are actually creative, and then when you're also with a goal in mind, and try to keep pumping out records.
What kind of schedule do you have lined up for 26?
We've got probably 20 or so dates, I think, already, and then probably some more time in the studio and maybe try to get a record out. And I just kind of want to keep doing it like we've been doing it. The past 2 years have been so fun. This year was the best year. We all kind of had a business meeting and stuff, and before we started this run this weekend, and I was kind of looking back on the year, we got to play that stuff with Cross Canadian, we got to put this record out. We played overseas with Zach Bryan. We did all kinds of just milestone after milestone stuff. It feels like all the hard work's kind of paying off finally, and we've had opportunities, and we were there and showed up for them. Mm-hmm. Really, is what it feels like. Been pretty damn good.
You remind me of kind of a veteran NFR cowboy. Because
I won't remind you of that tomorrow.
Because whenever when you're young, you're going to everything 95, 100 performances. 110 performances a year, maxing out, and going to as much as you can. And then been to 6 NFRs, been to 7 NFRs, got a world title. I'm gonna go to 43 this year. I'm gonna pick at them. I'm gonna be home this random week in late July, after Cheyenne, because you got 20 shows, 20 dates. You said, that seems like
Oh, that's
probably
light.
light work.
That's light. It'll probably be twice that, or it'll probably be 50-something dates, I think, probably before it's all said and done.
Oh, okay.
Surely. But that's what we have on the books currently.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, that's a little more.
Yeah. 20's real light.
Yeah. 50 is, what was it? How many shows are you going to whenever you were in the van?
Oh, God. You know, a lot of the time when we were in that van, I was doing acoustic shows on like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday too. Like I'd have residencies at whatever, the Mercury or a coffee shop or whatever, you know. And so I don't want to put a number on it. We played a lot of.
What's the most gigs you think you've played in a year?
I would go out on a limb and say with acoustic stuff, probably 180.
Yeah, dang.
Probably. I mean, that probably happened.
Yeah.
I would say 200, but I bet it was a little less than that.
Yeah.
Before.
So 50 is light.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah. I mean, less than a third.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of a heavy year. Yeah. I imagine too, a lot like Rodeo, and I saw Bradley Harder. He'd been to the NFR like a dozen times. And he was at Houston and stopped by the booth, and he was like, man, because he recently retired, and he's like, man, it's not the Bronx. It's like, I love it. It's the getting to them. He said, if they would bring the Bronx to me, I'd still be rodeoing.
Mm-hmm.
I bet it's the road part.
Mm-hmm.
Just having to get to the show.
Yeah. Yeah, it can be a pain for sure. It can be stressful pretty easy if one little thing goes wrong.
Yeah. Are y'all you gonna fly to more of them? You gonna bus to them? How does that work for you?
We fly to a bunch of them.
Send all the equipment out beforehand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's in a box truck, whatever, just cruising around.
Yeah.
Floating around the US somewhere.
Yeah. No telling where it is. Yeah. Well, it's good that you're able to line up more time for ranching.
Mm-hmm.
Get the family involved. And
yeah, man, I'm excited about that. My kids are still pretty small, so I'm working to get to that point where we're actually able to, like Evie, she can go with me. We can go like do something, move cows from one pasture to another or whatever, and she'll ride with me or whatever. But I hadn't got them. They have fun, you know. I just hadn't quite got them in that spot where they feel like they really want to be there, you know.
yeah, for sure.
For very long.
Yeah. Who else coming tomorrow?
A lot of people. I invited a lot of people. I think Wyatt's coming. Flores. Spud Sheehan and his little boy. A pretty good crew of my buddies around here. That we kind of trade out days back and forth. And then Willie, the guy that manages my cows and stuff, now there. And I think my dad maybe is coming.
Nice. He didn't pass like Clay thought.
No, my dad's still very much alive. I'm very sorry. He goes, what are you sorry for? Sorry to hear about your dad.
No, On the Red River is not about my dad. No, I love
every song is real.
Poor Clay. I love that he left it in there.
Yeah.
You know, like he didn't edit it out of the podcast, like, because, you know, he did that little like intro to it, and he was like, and if you know, his dad has passed. And I was like, oh goodness, I didn't. And then he started laughing. Oh, that was funny. Clay Newcomb, you're such a nerd, Clay. Yeah, we're talking about you here. If you had a dream festival, who's on the bill?
Ooh, that's a good one. Oh gosh. I really love Steve Earle. He's one of my favorite songwriters. Oh gosh. Who else? You know, as far as like the new guys go, I really have been crazy about Zach Top and like Billy Strings and all those. Like, there's a bunch of like really good players right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. You got me on the spot. I can't.
Well, you got to have a female act.
That's definitely true. Definitely. See, like, it's hard to nail it down, because you'd want somebody like Emmylou Harris to like, for me, I would want to see that person play.
Right. You can be selfish.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Emmylou or there's so many. I've been listening to a lot of Alison Krauss or Gillian Welch too. I love her.
Yeah. And then what we can do is we can have a guest appearance pop in after you do the collaboration song with Big X the Plug. Mm-hmm. So when he's gonna, he's been doing all these collab songs, and so you will headline at your own festival. Big X the Plug comes in, hey. Does
Who all has he done collabs with?
I can hear one or two of them. I know Ella Langley's just came out. The Hell of a Night.
Yeah.
Which is pretty catchy, but
she's really good too. I like a lot of there's a lot of like killer songwriting going on in Nashville. Like like really like nuanced, authentic stuff, it seems like. I like it.
Yeah, it's wild too. Just like, I mean, we've talked about it already, but then like once they do write it, they can just go straight to the market right then. Mm-hmm. They don't have to get approval from anybody. There's not a middleman. Yeah. But are you playing any festivals of those 50 or 20 that you do have down?
Probably. I can't think. We did a bunch of festivals. I think we do that. We do the Jackalope Jamboree thing. I think that's next year. Have you been up to any of those ones up in the Northwest, like Big Sky and
no,
they're cool.
I've heard of them. The farthest north I go for music is Music Fest.
Oh God. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I hadn't been back up there in a while.
When was the last time you were there?
It would have been like the last year that we were playing before we took off. We had a show up there, and probably not 19, I would guess.
Because that might have been
18, 19, something like that.
Yeah, because I think I was up there. I just started MCing. Y'all were still there. I know y'all were up there when I started MCing up there. Yeah, John Dixon. Yeah, that's who my podcast was with that day that y'all played in Waco.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I love John. Yeah.
Yeah. He was there, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't we?
Yeah, he was backstage.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah. Really knows how to put on a festival too.
Mm-hmm.
And then I feel like I would want to, if I was y'all, like they got those ones down on the beach. Mm-hmm. Just get paid to go to the beach.
We played Eddie Vedder's festival, the Ohana Festival, and like Pearl Jam's festival, like this year.
That's wild.
So nutty. Like we played right before Sting.
Did the crowd love it?
There was mixed reviews, but some of them did. Some of them really did.
What's been a crowd that surprised you lately like that?
Oh God,
that one may not have surprised you if you played right before Sting.
What did we? Man, we played some club shows in like Manchester, England, and like a few of the off the beaten path in England.
I bet they loved it.
Oh, dude, it was punk rock. It felt like our first bar shows or something.
Really?
The crowd was so into it.
I bet
like
they
1,000-seater,
nuts.
Full energy. It was great.
They love country music over there. I did a show in France and warehouse, huge warehouse. Thousands of people line dancing. It was the wildest thing I'd ever seen.
We did some country festival there, like way early on, probably 2011 or something like that. And it's called a country rendezvous in Le Puy, France, and it was bizarre. Like they were just like doing like, this is an American country festival or whatever. And they'd have like rebel flag, but the colors would be wrong or whatever. It didn't matter. Like, cause it was just, it's like, like Hank Jr. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. We went over there for that Rodeo, and I was broke, and we rode, and they went nuts after and came up, and they wanted our autographs on anything. It was me and 3 or 4 other cowboys, and I mean, they didn't know who we were. They just, saw American Cowboys, and I was like, so that second day, I was like, boys, we're going home with some money. And so we had all our gear because they would just rush us after. And I did the converted the from American money to pounds or whatever, and I wrote prices on everything. They didn't buy one single thing. They didn't give a crap about that rodeo equipment. I just knew they were going to want to buy like all of my stuff, and I was going to go out of there like just a pocket full of money, but it didn't work. Yeah. They just liked the country music and liked that we rode horses. But you going back overseas this year?
Maybe. I hope so. It's kind of one of those things you want to do every year if you're going to do it. It's kind of like having another state to go play in. And I had a blast, man. I liked going to the UK. We played in Dublin, Ireland with Zach and with Zach Bryan, and it was really, really like something else. Like,
yeah, that
was another one of those 60,000 people.
Yeah.
Which, they were there for them, but they were really nice to us too.
Yeah. It doesn't mess with you like the flight and the time and the jet lag. Like, I just get to where like, man, that flight is just crazy. I went going to Australia and France, and
I bet Australia's bad.
I was like,
I've never been to Australia, but I know that that's a long one, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Especially when your seat won't recline and you just took a sleeping pill.
That's not good.
Miserable.
That's not good. But you just
oh my gosh, I was just
was it a Southwest flight?
Yeah. Golly. I don't know what it was about that seat. It would not recline. I was so mad. It was miserable. On the way there, it's empty. I buy for $200, you can buy 4, because it was empty. Well, coming back, they ain't empty. Them jokers want to be over here. Yeah, there's not a row available. But
you hadn't seen the new ones where they got like the pod where you're just like in a little weird cubicle.
Oh yeah,
and it reclines and stuff. It's like a bed. I mean,
if I have to go back, whoever's asking me, I was like, "You get me a pod.
Give me a pod.
Get me a pod.
I want to hibernate."
Yeah, yeah. Wake me up when we get there. Take that sleeping pill. Make sure it leans back. Yeah. Yeah, but you're probably pretty used to being able to sleep on a bus by now.
I never could sleep on a bus.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we don't even get on a bus anymore. Like that's not like we fly to where we're going and then like ride around in vans or whatever, Sprinter vans or whatever.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, sleeping on a bus for me would probably be a little harder.
It's not hard if you just get blackout drunk. It's pretty easy to pass out. It's just hard to go to sleep.
Right.
Yeah. That was kind of the beginning of the end of my drinking was like and then it'd just be me and RC. Be the last two, just like drinking whiskey at 5 a.m, talking about nothing.
Trying to fall asleep.
Yeah.
What I love asking guys this, musicians, but what's the crazy things you've seen from the stage?
Oh man, we were in San Angelo at the Rock and Rodeo or Midnight Rodeo, whatever. And this is kind of earlier on, and there were 8 people there.
Yeah.
Maybe. And one of the 8 people there got tased for trying to steal like liquor. It's like 1 out of 10. 10% of the crowd, or over 10%, got kicked out and tased. But I've seen every kind of a lot of fights.
Yeah.
Oh, there's been some.
Have you ever had to stop a show?
Man, I try to now. Yeah, we've always sort of tried to stop if things were getting kind of wild, but
Yeah.
man, people were so drunk for so long at our shows. Like it's crazy. Like we all like got our act together, and then all of our fans sort of just kind of got their act together too.
Everybody matured at the same time.
took a few years off, and yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, I mean, now that you mention it, looking back, walking through the crowd at Waco, just a lot of people just sitting down.
Yeah, just nice people sitting down. Yeah. Nobody looking like a mugshot, just walking around.
Yeah. And then it ended at a pretty reasonable time. Y'all made sure of that.
Got in bed early.
Yeah.
Got their 8 hours.
Yeah. You had to play that late show in Vegas, go on at 11:20, which is
that was
11:20
in Vegas, and the crowd was still not as drunk as they used to be at 9 o'clock at like Cane's or whatever in Vegas.
Yeah. Yeah. I bet you love them shows where you can just be asleep by 10 p.m. or something. Yeah.
I do love it.
Yeah.
That's not very rock and roll, but I love it.
Yeah.
I love going.
Hey, I'm with you. For some reason, something about my look makes people think that, especially in Vegas, I go to Vegas like, let's party. Where's the after party? It's at my Airbnb. I'm going to be asleep. The doors are going to be locked. Lights out. Right after the bull riding, I'm down for the count. But we got to be out there for 12, 13 days. So I just can't afford to be sick and stay up. But you just flew in and out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we flew to Mesa, Arizona, and did that show out there, and it was awesome. And the night before, I mean, all three of the shows, it was neat. We went out on a win this year, I think.
No,
pretty cool.
Yeah, so that's your last one. When's your next one?
We got some shows. We do Billy Bob's into January.
Oh, cool. Dang, you got a long break.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Yep.
Good.
Yeah, my buddy Gabe, our drummer, they're expecting their first baby while we're off, so pretty cool. Bunch of the guys got little kids now.
Yeah. Man, talk about a new chapter. Yeah, I bet the bus does look a little different now. Everybody's showing each other baby pictures and Snapchats of kids walking. Yeah. Cool. Well, man, I appreciate you putting us up in this house, in the bunkhouse.
I wish there was some furniture. This is the only two chairs in the whole place.
Hey, that's all right.
we got 2 chairs.
Yeah, we got them beds. Yeah, we're probably not going to be up just super late anyway. What time y'all get started in the morning? 9?
No, not 9. No, we'll leave here at 7:45 or so.
Oh, not bad.
No.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be kind of cold, though.
Yeah, I'm not excited about that.
I thought it's gonna warm up, but we'll be done by the time it's warm.
I was about to say, I mean, we could just start at 9 and then just it'd be
throw
warmer.
The schedule off. No one will ever respect me again.
Yeah. I bet they will. Yeah, that gave us time. We may run to town and grab some breakfast.
There's all kinds of good, places to eat or whatever. There's a little donut shop with good stuff, and
they got the white with sprinkles. I like the white icing with sprinkles.
Yeah, they got those kolache things too. They're pretty good.
Yeah, those are all right.
But they probably got the white donuts with sprinkles.
Dude, that's the only donut they should ever make. But Donnie, why don't you just go get them for me in the morning? I'll get your horse saddled. Cool. Do we meet here? 7:45. We'll just horses in the trailer ready to go.
Yeah, my pins are only 3 miles from here, so.
Dang. That's not that early. We got time. We might stay up and party, Donnie.
Yeah.
Maybe go to bed as late as like 8:30, 9.
What time is it? It feels like midnight.
It does feel late, but I don't think it is.
I don't think it is either.
I just chugged that sweet tea.
7:45.
Yeah, 7:44. Yeah. Huh. Well, good deal. How long have we been talking, Donnie?
46 minutes.
Dang. You got any questions for our man?
Yeah. So, I don't think how I want to word this. Sorry. I think you're probably one of the greatest songwriters I've ever heard. So, first off,
Go on.
Go on.
That's silly, man.
So the way you talk about things in songs, like the first thing that comes to mind for me is like In-House Fire. You talk about that shotgun. What was like so impressive to me is how you found like two ways to say like talk about the same shotgun. Like my grandfather's Browning and the other one was my old auto.
Yeah.
So like I guess the way you say things so neat. Like I don't know if you like do that on purpose. Like you're like, how can I say like how can I really?
Okay, I think that like I'm attracted to that kind of stuff, like these objects or whatever. Like one good example is there's a million cool words in like the tack world, right? Like like when you say martingale, it seems like something. It seems interesting, and so I'm kind of I think it's like both sides of that. Like I'm attracted to the stuff like all the vocabulary around a gun because it has so many good words in it. I mean, that seem colorful or like a buzzword of some kind that you can do that with. So it's nice to use it, but also it is like really a part of my life too. So
I think it's super impressive how you do it because like you do it without making it sound super hokey.
Yep.
Like you see it a lot in guys trying to write about like rodeo and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's tricky. It's so tricky because if you really like force a word in there, or you say, you know, I'm a stickler about this stuff around cattle or any of this stuff because it needs to sound real enough that I could say it around you guys or the guys that we're going to be hanging out with tomorrow, and they won't think it's silly. It'd be like it would feel real to them. And hopefully we get that done. But yeah, and you can drive yourself crazy messing with that stuff.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot more. There's like you listen to a Marty Robbins song and it's all as hokey as can be, and it's great, you know. But
well, I was just picturing like you know what you want to say, and you know that there's a better way to say it. Like, what's the longest you had to wait for the final product to come out?
Who knows?
Or does it just sometimes happen like that, and you just
really
that's how it comes out?
I think like what really is happening is that you're picking up the interesting parts as you go. You know, like you're saying, hey, you don't write the disinteresting part down like when you're out doing stuff. You do that when you're by yourself, trying to sort of connect the dots between the interesting words. You know, so that's for me in songwriting. Like I want to have something in each line that's either got like we're saying, like a neat word or a neat turn of a phrase, or it drives the plot down kicks the can down the road to the next line, whatever. But just trying to get them to all do something.
Yeah, like the way you worded. I can't remember the exact lyrics off the top of my head. If the song were playing, I could say if the music were behind me. But when in Heaven Passing Through, when you're laying in the grass and looking at you don't even say that. Y'all are watching the lights from the something. It's in the opening.
Oh yeah, the sawmill lights. So I grew up in a little town called Wright City, where there was a warehouse or sawmill there, and it's lit up real bright. So it's like everything's bright at night. You can hardly see it. You know how it is in a city or whatever. You can't see the sky as well.
Yeah. But the way you word it, it's just like, oh yeah, I'm outside at night as a kid and I'm looking up and I'm acting like I'm staying up late, and it's really this, yeah. But you said it more poetically than that. Yeah. No, I think that is something that gives people. I know I didn't really even realize it, like why I might like that song over. Because I know what Donnie's talking about with like some of the guys are trying to write rodeo songs and they end up being a little bit hokey, and
it's tough. And there's a whole like history of the cowboy songs being sort of silly. And like there aren't that many of those guys that are and I'm not one of them either, but like somebody like Corb Lund is really good because he's smart. He knows what he's talking about. He's just not going to write something out of his, he's not going to BS everybody.
Well, and like Chris Ledoux,
yeah,
his songs would have a little bit of, at least the way we're describing it, hokiness to it when it comes to like.
But he hooked you and drug you into it.
Still good, and in a good way. And yeah, it's a fine line to walk, I imagine.
I remember like when I was a little kid, and that was one of the first songs that like struck me and gave me chills, was like, I'll ride a black tornado across the western sky. Like that feels like
Cowboys hat.
We're like little, I was probably whatever, 6-7 years old or maybe younger, who knows. But I remember like that is man.
His are
that's
so,
writing.
They're so descriptive.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And not too far. That's not too far off from El Paso, Marty Robbins type stuff. Really, like
Correct.
that level of.
What's one of your songs that you felt like was borderline hokey in the way you wrote it?
Oh, my songs aren't hokey. No, I don't know. I don't know. Probably all
or like
of them.
Descriptive like that.
Yeah. Is this line like am I crossing that line, or is it right? I don't know. I couldn't tell you offhand, but there's probably a bunch of them.
Yeah. 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 It's been a long road since 7 and 7.
Yeah. Yeah. We almost didn't record that song. I remember, because that's funny you bring that one up, but I remember thinking this is kind of cheesy. Like, and we like, and the guys were like, no, you better go ahead and record that one.
Man, I can remember singing that song out my window driving down the road. When that one wasn't that 2014-ish?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
2015?
2009 we put that record out. 2010 maybe.
Oh, that far back.
Yeah, 2010.
Yeah.
But who knows how long it was before everybody heard it,
Yeah. No, I'm thinking of Good Lord Laurie would have been a couple years later.
Yeah.
Which that was on what's that album called?
Normal Street.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, 7 and 7. That would have been whenever I was working on that ranch for my dad. And when the day I can remember the day I'm driving down the road singing that song. I think that would have been like 2010. So
yeah, that's not long after we put it out.
Yeah. Yeah, that was in College Station too. Did y'all play there?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure plenty. Or do you remember playing there? Because we
played Hurricane Harry's a bunch.
Yeah, I loved Harry's. I don't think
it's not a thing anymore, right?
I know it's gone. Tore it down. I loved Harry's.
I remember we used to play with Shane Smith. We played with Shane Smith. I think we were playing. Is Shotzi's? Is that a place in College Station?
There's the Tap. There's Harry's, Shotzi.
I remember this place had like there's a beer garden thing outside,
Texas
and then a
Hall of Fame,
small place inside, like a small. Am I mixing things up? Anyway, we played with Shane Smith there, and I think that was the night we met them. We found out we were going to Steamboat for the first time, and we were jacked. Like our manager and then brought us like some ski gear, and it's like, what is this? And it's like, you're going to Steamboat.
What year would that have been?
Probably right around then, 2010, probably.
Yeah. Shane is the man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I met him at the Railhead Smokehouse in, I don't know. Well, I got to open for him at Steamboat and met him there, and maybe 2018. So he'd already been going for a while up there, but yeah. that's why whenever he asked me to intro for him, I guess in my head we were just going back to the Railhead Smokehouse in Weatherford, and I was just gonna be, not that I was thought little of him, but I was just picturing 150 people in the room, and 50,000 in Baylor football stadium. But anyway, is that it, Donnie?
This is not really a question. I remember how I found out who Turnpike, what the band, Matt Carpenter. I don't know if you know this, his walk-up song.
Yeah.
Long Hot Summer.
No, we were pumped about that. That's cool.
What was that? Did you guys notice any kind of bump off of that?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Was there any other kind of little nuance thing like that?
Man, it felt like at that point in time, like every time somebody did something or we were like sort of associated with somebody like that, it always helps. Like it's just there's buzz, you're just your name's in the air all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was cool. Matt came out and sang that song with us at Billy Bob's one time.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes.
I was just at Billy Bob's Saturday. We're gonna have to make sure I took Buck and Bulls over to the little bar.
Oh,
what
yeah?
time do you normally go on there? No, there's no way you could go back there. I was going to say come over and watch the Bulls buck, but there's no way. That would be bananas if you tried to walk out there.
Any other time I could probably go, but
yeah. Maybe if you went out and came to the back door, maybe, because they're pretty strict about not letting people get down there behind the chutes. And also, like, it's like just a little cheesy bull riding. I have the most fun. I take 7 bulls. They buck me in the first section at 8:30. That way I can, there's a second section at 9:30, but that way I can get out of there and go home and go to sleep.
Yeah.
But that's my deal. I bring the judges free caps. They buck me in the first section. But do you know what time y'all end up going on?
9:30 or 10 or something.
Yeah. I'll already be asleep.
Nothing crazy.
Then, but yeah, I'll have to schedule it and bring my bulls that weekend.
Dude.
So
that show's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
I love playing Billy Bob's now.
Yeah. The world's largest honky tonk. Cool. We normally wrap up with life advice. Got any for me?
You gotta get up early, man.
Yeah.
You gotta set your alarm and you gotta stick with it. That's how you succeed.
Dang. I didn't see that one coming. Did you, Donnie? You gonna wake up early tomorrow? Yeah. Cool. Well, me too. We all got to wake up early, swing work, cows. Thank you, Evan.
Yeah.
For coming on.
Thank you, man. Thanks for
everybody.
coming.
Check out the latest album, Price of Admission. Come see our man at one of his 50 shows this year in 2026. Cool. We're going to work these cows. On to the next one. Pow, pow.